Project 2025. So a lot of people have actually been talking about this as of recently, and I can't even scroll through my TikTok, hell, even Instagram without even seeing or reading about this. So what exactly is it? I have no clue. I just scroll past those posts, but today I guess we're going to find out what it is according to CBC News here. And I don't know, I'll say as of yet, or as of now, or after I watch this, what I think about it, or hell, even during it. So
the movement. We are going to be prepared day one.
I am on board with voting for Trump, by the way, as of currently, which I don't think it's going to change.
Project 2025, or at least seen it in headlines and on your searches and scrolls.
It is not a scare tactic. It is not.
If Lizzo is for it, then I am going to say that I am going to be against it.
Conspiracy. It is very real.
No, other way around. If she is against it, then I am for it. Yeah.
But what exactly is it? Who's behind it? And why is Kamala Harris posting videos like this?
Donald Trump has picked his new running mate, J.D. Vance, and if elected, he will help implement the Extreme Project 2025 plan.
It's a huge 900-plus page document that outlines what more than 100 conservative organizations, led by the Heritage Foundation, want the next president to do, whoever it is.
Project 2025 is something that's going to transcend the next 4 years, the next 10 years.
And for the record, this kind of thing isn't exactly new. Think tanks and lobbyists on the right and the left often release policy wish lists.
An election is an important moment for any organization that has a policy wish list or set
I
up.
can give the leftist that, if she's even left, which I assume she is. She's wearing blue. She's very pretty.
Objective. So no, that's not uncommon.
Now, the group behind Project 2025 says it isn't affiliated with Donald Trump, and the former president has been publicly distancing himself from it, saying, "I know nothing about Project 2025. I have no idea who is behind it. I disagree with some of the things they're saying, and some of the things they're saying are absolutely ridiculous and abysmal." And his VP pick said this.
I reviewed a lot of it. There's some good ideas in there, Rob. There's some things that I disagree with, but most importantly, it has no affiliation with the Trump campaign.
The thing is, though, a lot of the people who wrote Project 2025 have pretty strong links to Trump.
There are several people who were part of Trump's administration, part of his campaign in 2016 and 2020, who have shifted over and played a role in Project 2025.
Some have written entire chapters on what they think the next Republican administration should do to reform the government.
The people who are likely to be almost assuredly will be part of a new Trump administration will be the same people who wrote sections of this document.
So why is it so controversial? Some of the proposals are pretty standard. Reconsidering efforts to fight climate change, ramping up military spending, but some go further, like proposing the president get a lot more.
I don't want to get drafted, by the way. Just throwing that out there. I'm not even going to put that into the universe. But
for one, it calls for changing who civil servants answer to. Right now, they're politically independent, answering to the agencies they work for. If Project 2025 had its way, those civil servants would answer to the president.
And that gives them a dramatically different set of marching orders. Their job in that case is to support the president's agenda, which would be an enormous change.
Some of the other controversial positions in this document, banning abortion drugs by mail, barring transgender people.
Which is like by mail that's happening. I mean, I could see that.
Military.
And this one is like interesting because why are you wearing a wig in the military? Why is that? This isn't a Naomi Campbell fashion show. It's the military. Like, why does that matter?
Even getting rid of the Department of Education.
Things that have not really been part of the mainstream political dialogue for quite a while are things that this document endorses.
Now, to be clear, this is not the Republican platform. It's not even proposed policy.
It's 900 pages. There's no way they're going to be able to achieve all of it.
Well, a number of these things would require legislation, and there's not broad support for a lot of these things, like disbanding the Department of Education in the Congress. But a number of these things could be done through presidential executive power.
And analysts say that's something to pay attention to.
I think what this speaks to is the fact that these conservative organizations
That was it.
feel good
Okay.
about
4 minutes, and I learned quite literally nothing about that. So I had searched up prior what this was, haven't read anything about it, but building now for conservative victory through policy, personnel, and training. And according to that video, Donald Trump isn't really for this, so you can't really call it officially the conservative victory through policy. You can't really associate that, I suppose. It is not enough for conservatives to win elections. If we are going to rescue the country from the grip of the radical left, we need both a governing agenda and the right people in place, ready to carry this agenda out on day one of the next conservative administration. This is the goal of the 2025 Presidential Transition Project. The project will build on 4 pillars that will collectively pave the way for an effective conservative administration. And then more about Project 2025. A whole lot of yap. We'll go to the BBC. This seems interesting. Increased funding for a wall on the U.S.-Mexico border. One of Trump's signature proposals in 2017 is proposed in the document, which I couldn't see why that wouldn't be wanted. We need to protect our borders. We all have walls around our houses, I would hope. Why would it be any different for the country? Project 2025 also proposes dismantling the Department of Homeland Security and combining with the other immigration enforcement units in other agencies, blah blah blah. Climate and economy, who cares? Well, economy. By the way, don't litter and save the turtles. It's like we should care. Economic advisors suggest that a second Trump administration should slash corporate and income taxes, abolish the Federal Reserve, which I agree with. Hashtag RIP the people from the Titanic. And even consider a return to gold-backed currency, which seems interesting, and I don't know why. I agree with, honestly. On this and many other topics, Project 2025 is more detailed and goes further, yeah. You know, so far it doesn't seem all that bad. I can see why liberals are like freaking out over it. It doesn't seem all that bad. If you are like a true American citizen and want this place, America, to get better, this would be it seemingly so far. Abortion and family. Project 2025 does not call outright for a nationwide abortion ban. However, it proposes withdrawing the abortion pill, mifepristone, from the market. So pill, called whatever that is, and using existing but little enforced laws to stop the drug being sent through the post, which is insane. And why would you be sending drugs through? I mean, I guess it happens, but, you know. The document suggests that the Department of Health and Human Services should maintain a biblically based social science reinforced definition of marriage and family. This is where I've seen people talk about gay marriage in this bill, so I guess that would be that. On this issue, at least, the document differs fairly substantial from the Republican platform, which only mentions the word abortion once. The platform says abortion laws should be left to individual states and late-term abortions, which is what I believe Roe v. Wade is about, making it dependent on the state, which is democracy at its core, really. People are allowed to vote within the state, which is, in my opinion, great. It adds that the access to prenatal care, birth control, tech and education under the proposals, pornography would be banned, and tech and telecoms companies would allow access to be shut down. So this one is interesting, because I do believe that society, I'm one of those people that agrees with the boomers if, you know, that pornography is contributing to societal decrease. Because if you look back, before that constant overstimulation of porn, men used to be better, women used to be better, people would talk to each other more often, they would strive to, actually go to the opposite sex, and society was just better. I mean, look at Russia. I don't think they have nearly as much access to porn. I mean, I'm not sure about that, but it seems to be a much better place. And again, looking back at the USA prior to all this stuff, it's just very interesting. The document calls for school choice and parental control over schools, and takes aim at what it calls woke propaganda. So no, this doesn't seem all that bad. It doesn't seem all bad. Eliminate a long list of terms from all laws and federal regulations, including sex, sexual orientation, gender equality, abortion, and reproductive rights. Project 2025 aims to end diversity, equity, and inclusion programs in schools and government departments as part of what it describes as wider crackdown on woke ideology. Its proposals are broadly reflected in the Republican platform, which, in addition, calling for the abolishing of the Department of Education, aims to boost school choice and parental control over education, and criticizes what the party calls inappropriate political indoctrination of our children. So, I agree. We should be learning about math. Maybe not science anymore, but math and skills that are actually going to help and benefit you in the real world, as opposed to what sexual orientation, gender equality, what is that? The plan's future. It's backed by a 2022 $22 million budget and includes strategies for implementing policies immediately after the presidential inauguration in January 2025. So, I guess that was that. I mean, those are some of the most, important or talked about topics in that bill. I don't see anything wrong with it, to be honest. I can see why people are mad, especially on the left side, but in my personal opinion, I'd agree with it. There's only benefits true American citizens, truly. No downsides unless you're out here getting abortions every week and you want your kids to learn about sexual orientations in school. Yeah. I'd say I'm for it. But yeah, what do you guys think? I know this is not going to be for everyone, but I'm still interested in seeing, for whatever reason, why you might be against it in the comments. Could have civil discussions. I don't want to encourage bullying or anything like that, but if you made it this far, thank you for watching, and let me know.